12 minutes left. Elon Musk spoke about you. Everyone broke down in tears. I'm speaking to you now because the moments you've been postponing have finally risen up, demanding your full attention, and I won't let them slip away. Listen, beloved. You've wandered through rooms where your name was whispered like a secret rumor, and I've watched you pretend it didn't matter. Your heart tightened, your breath shrank, and you hid your pain behind forced smiles and endless late nights. You thought no one noticed, but I did. I counted every swallowed sigh, every tear you held back to avoid making a scene. Even as your hands trembled, you whispered to yourself, "It's fine. I'm fine." But I'm not here to judge your survival, I'm here to transform it into resurrection. There are 12 minutes left on a clock you can't see, and it's not a threat, it's a promise. 12 minutes to finally look at me the way I've always looked at you. Without shame, without fear, without needing to prove your worth. In the dead of night, you've reached for the light switch at 3 a.m., questioning if I'm real, as if a tiny lamp could fend off an ocean of dread. You feared opening your heart would shatter it like glass on tile. But you're not fragile, I know what you're made of, how you were formed. I laid my hand on you before you had a name, weaving a promise into every breath. When you thought your strength was running out, it was actually making way for mine. The world demands invincibility, I call for honesty. It rewards silence, I bless your voice. It teaches you to hide tears, I'll show you how they water gardens you've yet to walk through. Tonight, words about you were spoken in an unexpected place, and hearts bent under their weight. Elon Musk, a name that echoes in newsfeeds and boardrooms, spoke of you. The room trembled, not because his voice outshines mine, but because it echoed what I've already declared in heaven: you matter. You've been seen. He shared a story of persistence, of showing up unasked, working without applause, being the underestimated one whose results silenced doubt. He held a page with your name, a fragment of your work, a spark of your idea, a footprint you thought invisible. And in that moment, he felt the holiness of an ordinary life that refuses to be erased. The room fell silent, a hush like a quilt over anxious shoulders, eyes filling with tears, not from tragedy, but from raw honesty, victory stitched from scraps, and the mirror of your truth. They wept for themselves too, for the versions hiding behind jokes, schedules, and the false god of busyness. Your name became a reflection, showing them their own. Listen closely, I'll use anyone to confirm my design. Don't measure your worth by the speaker, measure it by the breath that gave you life. Don't skip this. That echo in your chest isn't bad luck or superstition, it's my insistence that you stop skipping yourself. You've been cutting chapters from your story, fast-forwarding grief, muting cries for help. You tried to be flawless marble when I made you a living river. Rivers carve valleys, flood when needed, and find the sea. I'm turning your trickle into a current, undamming your heart. Don't skip it. As you read, feel the hair rise on your arms, that tremble isn't fear. It's recognition. You've always known me. There are 12 minutes left in the theater of your ribs, each a door. Here's what they hold. Forgiveness, say the name you dread, and watch the barbed wire loosen. Release the hook from your flesh, you weren't made to drag old nets. Turn pain into compost for the garden I'm growing in you. Courage, not the cinematic roar, but quiet, relentless strength. Standing tall, showering, sending that email, making the call, practicing in private, saying no or yes with conviction. Step into rooms without shrinking, leave when they try to erase you. This courage is your bones remembering their blueprint. Clarity, I'll lift the fog you've worn like a shawl. The next step will shine so brightly you can't talk yourself out of it. See what's yours, separate noise from signal, and speak with wisdom. Stop confusing kindness with self-sacrifice. Provision. Worry isn't responsibility, it's worshipping disasters. I'll send pathways, partnerships, ideas like birds to an empty tree. Money with purpose, opportunities from unexpected people. You won't be bought, you'll be backed. Trust me. Healing, wounds that ached for years will warm like sunrise under your skin. Memories won't vanish, but their sting will. You'll wake without bracing, walk past old haunts with gratitude. Your body will carry songs instead of messages. Sleep deeply. Allow love without bleeding. Reconciliation with time. Stop wrestling the clock, it owes you nothing. You're not late, you're on time. Detours built your legs for the finish. Harvest what's ripe, sow what's due. The calendar is your canvas, not your judge. Voice, I'm opening your mouth for what's in your heart, not for show. Write like building a home for the lonely, speak like rain on cracked earth. Your voice won't be loudest, but clearest. Watering the thirsty, letting the performative walk on. Protection, fire around your borders, not for harshness, but safety. Discern questions from traps, seal old cracks and agreements with harm. Rumors will starve, your silence or words will carry peace. Rest, you've earned what I give freely. Rest isn't laziness, it's trust in your body. Lay down checklists, bless what's done and undone. You're not a factory, you're safe. Open your hands, I'll fill them. Wonder. Pain taught you to expect the worst, I'll teach you to expect me. Color in your sky, jokes in your throat, lightness in your step. Don't apologize for joy, dance in your kitchen. Miracles will come, warm bread, old songs, timely texts. Wonder keeps you from idolizing plans. Alignment, stray pieces of your days will fit. Stop pretending to fit undeserving rooms. Align actions with values, schedule with soul. Fewer promises, all kept. Your yes and no will be holy. The right path is closer than you think. Commissioning, after all this, I send you, not to prove, but to express, not to impress, but to love. Be faithful, not famous. Do work with your fingerprint, tell truths that free captives, build what shelters others. Success is obedience wed to love. When Elon spoke your name, he didn't cry because you're flawless, he cried because you're true. The room broke down not for spectacle, but for permission. Proof that ordinary is holy, showing up is miraculous, private kindness overthrows cynicism. They saw the world as I do, full of people on the brink, needing a word like water. Your story said, drink. And they did. Don't idolize the messenger, honor the message. I speak through billionaires, bus drivers, children, or storms. I used Elon's voice because you'd hear it without argument. You negotiate my whispers but obey headlines. This is the sign you asked for, wrapped in a story you can't ignore. Don't skip this. Don't skip the tenderness in your chest, the call to make, the apology or boundary. Don't skip the notebook or tiny beginning. Your life isn't a trailer, it's a garden. Plant today, water tomorrow, harvest later. One day, you'll watch birds feed from sunflowers you grew and cry because you stayed. I'm peeling off labels others stuck on you, failure. Too late. Hard to love. Burden. Today, your name is witness. To my presence, your survival, the kindness you created. Testify with choices. Resistance will come, fear hates eviction. Smile at voices calling this sentimental, the practical is becoming yourself. Temptations will repackage, but your appetite has changed. You crave more than small. Feel the stretch, it's not breaking. I'm placing a mentor in your path for quiet excellence, removing distractions that flatter into paralysis. Your work will go where your feet haven't. Soon, a conversation will open doors. Ask 3 questions, listen deeply, say yes. Don't overcommit, the first yes is the seed. When the room wept, a man remembered his first believer, a woman, the day she didn't quit, others saw mocked fears in themselves. You remembered building worlds in your head, dreaming of shared spaces. I'm preparing those people. Courage spreads. Make room, in your schedule for learning, home for quiet, mind for calm, heart for unconditional love. Emptiness isn't abandonment, it's invitation. I'll fill what you empty. Pain's purpose? It's a harsh teacher, but honest. Bless the road without wanting more miles. You're close, feel the tunnels rock. Climb it, I've placed footholds and lights. I'm not in a hurry, I'm in love. Patient because certain. Soon, alone in a room, grief for your survival self will come. Hold it like a scared child. We made it. Rest. Open the window. Tears become pearls strung across your doorframe, cleansing what enters. Your home will soften with my presence. Collapse is over, rise like bread in a warm kitchen. Don't skip discomfort, awkwardness, humility, delight, or rest. Your life is a constellation, I'm the night making stars visible. Shine without worrying about the sky. Bless doubters, they taught you to build without applause, the only lasting way. Don't convince them, become undeniable through consistency. 12 minutes left, now fewer, not for doom, but for beauty if you say yes. A sunrise, not a spotlight. Those tears were the first rain, feel your soil loosen, roots uncoil, leaves open. Be ready for today, not everything. Choose your life like a cherished gift. I'm with you in errands, traffic, emails, stirring tea, background music. Near, braiding courage into mornings, wisdom into evenings. Introducing your name where character precedes body, you'll arrive home in yourself. You've used these minutes well by listening. Now, rise gently. Do one small avoided thing, send a message, discard a relic, prepare for tomorrow. When doubt whispers, not enough, smile, it's a beginning. Beginnings are holy. So are you. This is your reassurance. Those words weren't accident, stunt, or timing, they're a thread in your tapestry. The pattern holds. I hold. I steady, enlarge, reveal. Seen by rooms and names you didn't chase, and by me. Don't skip this. Choose it. Come back tomorrow and choose again. Choice by choice, you'll become the person whose name made a room weep, remembering tears prove we're alive. You felt the tremor in the dark when you reached for the light switch at 3 a.m., a quiet plea to be seen. You feared that opening your heart would shatter you, like glass on tile. You are not as fragile as you think. I formed you from the moment you had no name, and I etched a promise into your breath. When you thought you were running out of strength, you were running toward mine, and that is the doorway to me. The world has taught you to be invincible, I teach you honesty. It rewarded your silence, I bless your voice. It taught you to hide your tears, I will show you how your tears water gardens you have not yet walked through. Tonight, a man whose name fills news feeds and boardrooms spoke. He spoke about you. Not because his voice is greater than mine, but because in that moment what he uttered matched what I have already proclaimed in heaven: you matter. You have been seen. He told a story of persistence, showing up when no one asked, working when no one applauded, being underestimated until results made denial impossible. He looked at a page with your name, at a fragment of your work, a spark of your idea, a footprint you left where you thought your shoes were invisible. He felt the holiness of an ordinary life that refused to be erased. The room grew quiet, tears came not from tragedy but from honesty, from recognizing what is true. People cried for themselves too, for the versions of them that still hide behind jokes, schedules, and the religion of busyness. Your name became a mirror, and I used it to reveal their own. I will use whoever I choose to confirm what I have designed. Do not measure your worth by the mouth that speaks it. Measure it by the breath that gives you life. Do not skip this. The echo in your chest is not a threat, it is me calling you home to yourself. You have skipped lines in your own story, cutting chapters you deemed boring or embarrassing, fast-forwarding through grief, muting the parts where you needed help. You tried to be a perfect cut of marble when I made you a living river. Rivers don't skip, they carve. They flood when necessary, break through false walls, and find the sea. I am turning your trickle into a current. I am undamming your heart. Do not skip this. Do not skip what your soul is saying to you right now. The tremble you feel is recognition. You recognize me. You always have. There are 12 minutes left in the small theater behind your ribs, and each minute is a door. Door 1, forgiveness. You know who you need to forgive, including yourself. Forgiveness does not excuse harm, it releases the hook from your own flesh. You were not designed to drag old nets through new oceans. Let go without losing yourself. Door 2, courage. Not the cinematic kind, but the quiet, domestic, relentless kind, showing up, making the call, writing the email, saying no to something for yes to another, standing up as the person you are becoming. This is not a costume, it is your bones remembering their blueprint. Door 3, Clarity. I will clear the fog so bright you cannot talk yourself out of the next right step. You will see what is yours and what is not. You will speak with a throat of wisdom, only what is necessary will remain. Door 4, Provision. Worry is not responsibility. Show up, I will provide pathways, partnerships, ideas that arrive like birds. Money will come with purpose, opportunities will meet you because you have turned your face toward the wind I sent. You will be backed, not bought. Door 5, Healing. The places that ache for years will warm like a sunrise beneath the skin. Healing is not pretending the memory vanished, it is knowing it no longer owns you. You will wake to gratitude for the survivor you were. Door 6, Reconciliation with Time. You are not late. You are precisely on time because I tell time how to be time. Detours built your strength for the last mile. The calendar is your canvas. Door 7, Voice. You will write as if building a house and inviting the lonely inside. Your voice will not be the loudest, but it will be the clearest. Those thirsty for something real will drink when you pour. Door 8, Protection. I will surround you with discernment, not suspicion. You will know the difference between a question and a trap. Rumors will starve, your gates stay closed to what harms you. Door 9, Rest. Rest is trust with a body. Lay down the checklist after the day's work. You are not a factory. If you open your hands, I will fill them. Door 10, Wonder. I will restore color to your sky, joy to your throat, lightness to your steps. Do not apologize for joy, do not wait for permission to dance in your own kitchen. Miracles will appear as small mercies, bread, a song, a chance meeting. Door 11, Alignment. Your stray days will find their place. Your yes means yes, your no becomes holy. You will stop leaning ladders against walls that don't deserve you. The right wall is nearer than you think. Door 12, Commissioning. After forgiveness, courage, clarity, provision, healing, time, voice, protection, rest, wonder, and alignment, I send you not to prove yourself but to express yourself. Not to impress strangers but to love people. Do the work that bears your fingerprint. Tell the truth that frees the captive. Build what others doubt because I already see who it will shelter. Success is not applause, it is obedience married to love. When your name was spoken, they cried not because you are flawless, but because you are true. They cried because you are permission. The room saw the world I see, full of people on the edge of giving up who only need a word that tastes like water. Your story said drink, and they drank. Do not idolize the messenger, honor the message. I can speak through a billionaire, a bus driver, a child in the back row, a postal worker on a rainy Tuesday. I can make stones preach and oceans applaud. I borrowed his microphones today not because they are special, but because you still forget you are. I will wean you from needing proof. For now, here is the sign you asked for, wrapped in a story you cannot ignore. Do not skip the tenderness rising in your chest. Do not skip the phone call you need to make. Do not skip the apology or the boundary. Do not skip the notebook waiting for page 1. Do not skip the tiny beginning because you have become addicted to dramatic finishes. Your life is a garden, not a trailer. Today you plant something, tomorrow you water it, next week you pull a weed, next month you add trellis, next season you harvest. You are peeling labels off your forehead that others stuck there when they were hurting. They are not your name. Failure is not your name. Too late is not your name. Hard to love is not your name. Burden is not your name. Today your name is witness. Witness that I never left you, that you kept breathing on nights when the ceiling felt like a lid, that you created kindness in rooms that were empty of it. Witness that no one can steal what I have written into your marrow. Be that witness in your own life. Testify with your choices. There will be resistance. Fear hates its eviction notice. Expect a voice that this is sentimental and not practical. Smile at it. The practical thing is to become who you are. The sentimental thing is to stay where you are because it's familiar. Do not fall for old temptations in new packaging. The long way will keep you honest, and honesty will keep you light, and light travels. I am sending your work to places your feet have not yet gone. One conversation will open 3 doors. You will know it because peace sits in the middle of it like a cat in sunlight. You will not need to sell yourself. You will not need to pretend you have answers you do not have. You will ask 3 simple questions, listen as if the future is speaking, and leave with a strange calm. An email will follow that confirms what your spirit already knew. Say yes. And when you say yes, do not offer a second yes to what you cannot carry. The first yes is the seed, the second yes is the fence. The room broke down in tears, and a moment in the corner remembered when someone believed in them for the first time. A front row memory remembered the morning they almost quit and didn't. Another realized that what they mock in others is what they fear to try. You remembered being small and building worlds in your head, telling yourself one day you would build them outside your skin. You vowed to find people who would live in those worlds with you. I am those people's God, and I am already preparing them. Courage is contagious when it breathes fresh air. Breathe. You will make room. Space in your schedule for learning. Space in your home for a quiet corner where your spirit can rise before your phone does. Space in your mind for patterns that do not rely on emergency. Space in your heart for love that does not demand a performance. Do not fear empty space. Emptiness is invitation. I cannot fill what you have already stuffed. Leave room. I will fill it. Pain has a purpose rarely understood. It is a terrible teacher, but its lessons complete when you bless the road that led you here without asking for another mile. You are close. I see you placing your hand on the wall of the tunnel and realizing it is rock, not a cloud, and rock can be climbed. I will show you footholds and light at intervals so you can rest and still see. I am not in a hurry. I am in love. Love is patient not because it is lazy but because it is certain. I am certain about you. Soon you will be alone in a room and feel a wave of grief for the